Same mindset. We got to get a win. I think it's the same for everybody on the team. We've been having 2 good practices so far, and we just trying to prepare as much as we can so we can go out there. We know they got playmakers, they got a good quarterback, and he makes plays. So, we just gonna try to go out there and make more plays and win.
Elbow, forearm, he's going to be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
The flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
Only do that if you're telling the official you're reporting.
The Lions hangover.
Hey, what's the haps, everybody? It is Brad. You are listening to the Lions Hangover podcast. Thanks for tuning in on your radio dial. What would this be? The Lions Hangover podcast. WLHP. Those would be my call letters if I was a radio station. Hey, Lions playing Bills. Oh, wait, let's take care of the business first. Okay. Yes, I'm Brad. This is the Lions Hangover podcast. Thank you for listening. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe. If I could even ask one more favor, please rate the podcast in review. 5 stars are much appreciated. Thank you. It's almost like I had that written down. I don't. Okay, so let's talk about Calvin Johnson bobblehead giveaway. There's still plenty of time. I will announce the winner after the Bills game on Sunday during the podcast. I will announce the winner. So there's still plenty of time to enter. If you have already won, which there's only been one winner so far, previous winners are not eligible. But you may enter again if you have entered before. Actually, if you've already entered, you don't have to enter again. That I still have all of those people, but there you can always, if you haven't entered yet, I guess was what I'm trying to say. Feel free to enter. Those rules are on the Twitter and all of my other social medias as well. So on the X, I'm sorry. Damn it. God. Always mess that up. The Lions. Okay, now we can get to business. The Lions, the 12-1 Lions are taking on the 10-3 Buffalo Bills, and this is going to be a tough game. I have very mixed feelings about this for very mixed reasons. Some of them are superstitious. Some of them are just the laws of averages, I will say right off the bat, I do believe the Lions can win. But we will get into all of that in just a few seconds. I want to talk about the injury report, the practice report. It seems like this miniature little bye week that the Lions had has done some good because it seems as though Josh Paschal, Aleem McNeil, Taylor Decker, they will all be back. It seems like DJ Reader and Levi Onwuzurike could be back. I believe they will be questionable. They were listed as limited participants in practice as of Thursday. Trevor Nowaski, however, is out with a concussion protocol. He has not practiced all week, so it does not seem like he will be playing this weekend. I'm not even going to mention Emmanuel Mosley because he should have played by now, right? Yeah. Okay, I want to talk some stats here. I have lots and lots of stats. I have stats enough to maybe put you guys to sleep, and I hope that doesn't happen unless you're listening to this at night. I don't believe anybody listens to me to go to sleep, though. I want to do a little comparative stats here. I've looked up everybody, the Lions and the Bills is what I mean by everybody, and I have them ranked in their true order. So let's start with the offensive stats. Offensively, in the NFL, the Lions are number 2 in total yards. The Bills, however, are number 10, okay? Lions are 4th in the NFL with total passing yards. The Bills, surprisingly, are number 12. Okay? The Lions are 4th with total rushing yards. The Bills are 11th. This is the part that's a little bit tricky because all that other garbage doesn't mean anything. The Lions are number 1 with points per game with 32.1. The Bills are number 2 with 30.5 points per game. So this game has the potential, if you're going off of the laws of averages, to be a 60. If the over-under is 62, bet the over, because the laws of averages say it will be over. But defensively, let's get into that. The Lions are 10th in the league with total yards allowed. The Bills are 14th. Okay, so the Lions, as a total defense, a little bit better than the Bills. This is where the details, the story is in the details here. The Lions are 23rd in the league with passing yards allowed. The Bills are 9th. Okay, I know our secondary is much improved. However, we are statistically in the bottom half of the league, which is honestly a bit surprising for me. So here's where some more details come in. The Lions are 5th with rushing yards allowed. The Bills are 19th. Are you getting this so far? So in your head, if you're game planning, what are you thinking? You're thinking run the hell out of the ball. Run the hell out of the ball, okay? And if you're the Bills, you're thinking throw the hell out of the ball, right? Because these are our two weaknesses. We can't stop the pass. They can't stop the run. And while the pass has, and it's not like we're not going to pass, and it's not like we're not going to have big pass plays, but two teams going against each other, if you're running the ball, you are owning the ball if you are running the ball. Time comes off, so much more time comes off if you're running the ball compared to passing. Of course, you can get points faster by throwing the ball, but if your offense isn't on the field, you can't score points. Or it's less likely that you'll score points, which we will get into that next. Turnovers. The Lions are 7th in the league with a +9 turnover differential. Okay, they've got 14 interceptions so far on the year and 6 fumbles. The Bills, however, are 1st with a +17. They have 13 interceptions, so 1 less interception than us, but they have 11 fumbles on the year. Okay. The Lions are 7th in total takeaways with 20. The Bills are 3rd with 24. So there's only 4 turnovers between us. All right. Now, let's get to individual stats here. Let's see what we're up against. Jared Goff is, and I like doing this point in the league, okay, because I've wondered where do the Lions rank in the league. So I looked up all of these stats just to share with you guys. Completion percentage, Jared Goff is number 2, okay? Tua Tagovailoa is number 1, just so you know. This is just completion percentage. Where is it? Come on. Josh Allen, do you want to guess what his completion percentage is? This is a bit hopeful here. He is 20th in completion percentage, okay? Now, as far as yards go, the Lions, Jared Goff is 8th with total passing yards, 8th with 3,265. Josh Allen is 11th with 3,033. So that's kind of surprising to me, right? Okay, but let's talk about the stats that matter. Touchdowns, because I would bet our quarterback, we got to have touchdowns. That's a sign of a good quarterback. Jared Goff is 5th in total touchdowns in the league with 25. Joe Burrow's number 1, by the way, with 33. Josh Allen is right behind Jared Goff with 23. So that's pretty good. Interceptions. Who has thrown more interceptions? Oh, man. I hate it when they do this. Okay, Jared Goff This can't be. How did they do this? Okay, so I guess this is like the worst rating. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jared Goff is the 6th worst quarterback. He's tied with a few bumps with 10 interceptions. Okay. Let's see here. They have 91 quarterbacks listed. Okay. Josh Allen has only thrown for 5 interceptions. He's way down the list. I don't want to bother you guys with counting that. So he doesn't turn the ball over too much. Okay. Not interception wise. Sacks. Let's see. Jared Goff is 19th in the league with 23 sacks. He's been sacked 23 times. How many times do you want to guess? Let's see here. Josh Allen has been sacked. He's 33rd with 13 sacks. He's been sacked 13 times. So 10 less times than 10 less times than Jared Goff. Okay, so here's another good one. Quarterback rating. Jared Goff is number 2 in the league with quarterback rating. He's got a 109.1. Josh Allen is 8th with a 101.9. So kind of little reverse flip-floppity there, you know. So thinking about all of this, we are going to face a quarterback who is, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the league. Okay, the guy doesn't turn the ball over. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's a bit of a gunslinger, which is the style of quarterback play that I like. Jared Goff is a game manager, and that's not an insult. It's a style of play. Okay, he's a smart quarterback. He makes, for the most part, good decisions. You know, he's not as careless with the ball. But this year has really paid off for Josh Allen. He's only got those 5 interceptions, right? Isn't that what it says? He's got those 5 interceptions. It's, you know, he can run the ball. He has 416 yards on the ground. He's the 2nd leading rusher on the Bills, you know, behind Cook, who has 723 yards. He's almost 80 yards above the 2nd string running back, Ray Davis. You know, Josh Allen has 416. Ray Davis has 342. To me, Josh Allen is the complete weapon. Okay. He's played in all 13 games. Mitch Trubisky's the backup. He's gotten into a couple games, but, you know. But that doesn't mean that the Lions can't contain him, even though they're, what were they, 19th defensively? No, they're 23rd defensively in passing yards allowed. I think the Lions have a good shot of winning this game. You know, I really do. I feel like I'm mumbling and not really saying anything, so I'm trying to organize I'm looking at my phone too much. I'm just gonna talk off the hip now. You know, just shoot off the hip. That was, you know, shooting blanks there. I'll tell you my real thoughts on this. I'm gonna say something bold, and then I'm gonna explain why I'm feeling this way. And I hope you guys understand. I kind of want the Lions to lose. You know, I'm not going to be upset if they win because I freaking love when the Lions win. However, they've already won 11 in a row. For them to make it to the Super Bowl and win, it's going to take 18 wins with no losses, especially those last 3 games. Okay, those last 3 games of the season, no team has won 18 games in a row. No team. The last closest to do it was the Patriots with Tom Brady, and they lost in the Super Bowl to the Giants. Okay, so the laws of averages, which is kind of the theme that I've been going for with this episode, the laws of averages, the Lions, they sort of need this reset game. You know, this game to sort of refocus. They might be coasting on confidence right now, which has taken them a long way. But if they lose, it would reset their focus. It would remotivate. That loss would be out of the way, so you'd feel more confident. This is like a game of Russian roulette almost. You keep spinning the chamber. Don't play Russian roulette, kids. This is just an analogy. But it's like you're spinning the chamber, and sooner or later your number is going to hit, and you're going to go down, and you don't want to go down when it's the end of your season, like it's superstitious, but it's also a bit strategic too. It's just like how people love the Lions in solid colors. When I personally like the blue jerseys in the old school silver pants. Those are my favorite. But it's like we keep rolling with the solid colors because we're undefeated in the solid colors all season. The only game we lost was to Tampa Bay, and we wore the blue jerseys and the silver pants. Ever since that day, we have wore a solid color scheme, either the blueberries or the marshmallows. And now we're going to be wearing the black uniforms, the blackberries, I guess is what we're calling them, And it's just a superstitious thing, man. I am afraid if we win, we will win out the regular season. And we still have tough games to play, We still have Minnesota. We still have San Francisco. We're going to San Francisco. I know San Francisco's not the team that they normally are, but it's still a tough team to play. It's a tough place to travel to. Okay, we still have to play in Chicago. That's an outdoor game. And I'm not worried about Jared Goff playing outdoors or playing with gloves. None of that garbage. It's just a team environment. Remember a couple years ago when we played in Carolina and everybody just had it in their head that it was too cold and the turf was garbage, and even though they played on the same field as Carolina, they couldn't do what Carolina did because they already decided that they weren't happy playing in an outdoor environment. So it's those things, it's like I just worry. We still have that tough schedule ahead of us. I just worry that if we continue to win, our number is going to be called in the playoffs and we're going to have an early exit because this regular season stuff doesn't mean shit if we can't hit our final goal, which is the Super Bowl. So if we have one more loss on the board, I would rather it be to a team like the Bills, not to a team like the Vikings or the Bears or the Niners. Like I would rather lose to a team. Plus, here's another superstitious fact. It is extremely hard to beat the same team twice in 1 year. It's even harder to beat them the third time. So that's why I want to stay away from the Packers in the playoffs. We can beat the Packers in the playoffs, but the laws of averages is what I'm getting at. Like, we barely escaped beating the Packers, and I'm happy we swept them, but I do not want to see them in the playoffs. I do not want to see them in the playoffs. I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Seahawks. Those are less worthy. I would definitely take the Redskins. Or sorry. I would take the Commanders. Bring on the Eagles, but I just feel like destiny says NFC Championship is the Eagles. Hopefully it's here in Detroit, So we can lose one more game and still get the number 1 seed and win the division. Obviously, if we get the number 1 seed, we've won our division. So, these are things. There's a lot on my mind here, and I am in no way rooting for the Lions to win. I'm just saying if it happens, I'm not going to be upset, because I will feel like, okay, we got that out of the way. Now we can get back on track. We can refocus. We can reset the momentum, and we can go on another. What do we have after this? 3 more games and then 3 games including Super Bowl. So 6. we can go on another 6-game winning streak, man. Because if we make it to the playoffs, I don't know when Hutch is coming back. I've heard different things, but I'll tell you what, if Hutch comes back in the Super Bowl, it's a guaranteed victory. His energy, his momentum, his presence, okay, his inspiration, that is going to a guaranteed victory when he comes back. Whatever game he comes back, I'm guaranteeing a victory, okay? Because his teammates are going to be amped up. He's going to be amped up. The crowd is going to be amped up, right? Guaranteed victory. How long will that high last? So I'm hoping he doesn't come back until the Super Bowl, but we got to make it there first. The things that are definitely going for us, though, and honestly, no matter what happens, I want it to be a good game. You know, I'm good with a blowout. If we have a statement game against the Bills, I'm not going to be upset. I would be upset if the Bills blow us out, but however, so I believe this is where I was getting at too. How not beating the same team or beating the same team twice in a season. I'm also afraid if we beat the Bills this weekend, I think there's a good chance we play the Bills again in the Super Bowl. They're the team I'm rooting for. I'm done with the Chiefs, tired of the Chiefs. I'm done with Patrick Mahomes. And I listened to Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce's podcast with Bill Murray. Travis Kelce's an idiot. I can't stand it. Like, he went down in my book, you know, on the scale. I didn't mind him before. I don't care that he's dating Taylor Swift, you know, like I'm not going to hate a dude for being in a relationship. However, listening to him talk, oh my God. Now, I like Jason Kelce. I thought he did a good job. I think he's got a real knack for broadcasting, podcasting. I think he can do it. I'm sure you guys are thinking right now, Brad, you suck. Jeez, you don't have any knack for podcasting. That's all right. I just do this for fun. I'm not getting paid millions of dollars. Anyway, let's get back on topic. If we beat the Bills Sunday and we see them in the Super Bowl, I think our chances of beating them a second time go down. Whereas if we lose to them Sunday, this is just, again, superstition, laws of averages. If we lose to them Sunday, we see them again in the Super Bowl, that's like another level of guaranteed victory, especially if we keep it close. If we can keep it close and we know deep down we can beat these guys, if we just had one more shot and that one more shot is for the whole bag of Cheeto chips, you know, in a championship, man, I would love that. And you double that up with Hutch coming back. Tell me we're not winning the Super Bowl in that scenario. Now, if we beat the Bills and we see them again in the Super Bowl and Hutch came back like a week or two before that, how's our momentum looking? Like, what do we really have going for us? Because now the momentum is on their hand. Because now if we keep them in the game, if we blow them out, it's different. But if we keep them in the game and they're like, damn it, we almost had them. If only we played on a neutral site or in Buffalo. Now momentum switches to their side a little bit. And that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. I'm thinking long term. You know, we have one loss in our bag we can just use, you know? Just throw it. And I hate arguing this point. I hate it because I want nothing more than the Lions to just win every single freaking game. But I hope this is making sense to you guys. I really hope it's making sense to you. I've seen the Lions play for over 30 years. I've watched almost every single game. Either I've watched or I've listened, even during the bad years. And this team is different. This team is something. It's special. These last 4 years with Dan Campbell, this is the fourth year, right? Yeah. This is the fourth year with Dan Campbell. This is ridiculous. And I'll be saying this all season long. If before this season you said the Lions were going to the Super Bowl, you were just some sort of crazy slappy drinking the Kool-Aid every single season. And those people were out there This is the first year where you say we can go to the Super Bowl and it actually means something. You're actually taken seriously. Other teams are putting us as the favorite. Like, yeah, we hope we can beat Detroit. Who's ever said in their life, yeah, we hope we can beat Detroit? Nobody, man. And I'm just thinking of all of this data in my head of watching the Lions play year after year, month after month, week after week, game after game. You see patterns and you just know how football goes. And I'm just hoping, are we really going to win 18 games in a row? Where is this loss going to come from? Okay, assuming we're not going to win 18 games in a row, where's this loss coming from? And if you had to choose, if you got to pick your poison, where would you want that to come from? Because I want to beat the Niners. The Niners deserve to lose. I don't want to lose to a less than 500 team, And after what they did to us last year, there's a bit of revenge there in San Francisco. I sure as hell don't want to lose to the Bears. Bears fans are some of the most obnoxious people that walk this planet. I don't want to lose to the Bears. In the Vikings. Do you want to lose the Vikings? They're so close. Potentially, that game could be up for the division. Potentially. You don't want to lose to the Vikings. So if you're going to lose to any of these last 4 teams, why not to your AFC adversary, the Buffalo Bills? And Buffalo Bills, they've got some obnoxious fans too. I think as a whole, Bills Mafia, they're fine. They're crazy. But oh my God, when they were here Thanksgiving a couple years ago, that was the most hostile takeover I've seen in my tenure as a season ticket holder, which, by the way, I got the renewal today. I don't know how it is for you guys, but they've raised prices. For me, it's $20 a month. They've raised prices. So they raised prices. My 2 tickets, I'm paying an extra $400 next year. An extra $480, actually. Almost $500 more. Because it's 12 months. I do the installment plan, which I think is great. If it wasn't for that installment plan, I don't think season tickets would be possible for me. But, yeah, ticket prices, they're going up for us, guys. They're going up for us. So, oh, man. Christmas, January. It's going to be tough. Playoffs. It's going to be a tough financial season. Let's see, where am I at right now? I've mumbled a lot, and I don't know if I've even really said anything. Well, let's bring it back to the Lions-Bills, right? If the Lions are going to win, they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to be smart with the football. I'm not saying anything new, but they need to impose their will with the run game. We are going to need Gibbs and Montgomery both to have a great game. We're going to need Jared Goff to play smart. Don't turn the ball over. They almost lead the league in interceptions. They definitely lead the league with fumbles. A plus 17. That's huge. Plus 17 at this time of the year. Thankfully, the Lions aren't too far behind them, except their quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. He does run, which is our biggest weakness. I think that's our hidden weakness, is that there's a quarterback coming to town who had 3 rushing touchdowns just last week in a loss against a team they probably should have beat. He also threw for 3 touchdowns, so he had 6. He was responsible for 6 total touchdowns last week. He had a monster week. This dude is dangerous. We can stop him. We can. We're going to need Jack Campbell and is it Jamal Adams, the new guy? We're going to need them to play out of their mind. Okay, this is going to be a game where we're really going to miss Alex Anzalone. Because Josh Allen, he's got speed. He's athletic. He's a huge guy. He is hard to bring down. And if you think you're stopping him, then he's going to throw it 500 yards. Okay? I'm not worried about the running back. We can stop him. He's making all-stars out of his receivers. And don't forget, they don't have Stephon Diggs anymore, and he's still balling out. Josh Allen. Okay. Their defense is good, but it's not great. Same with ours. Our defense is good, but not great. We do have some bodies coming back. This is good. This is good. We have bodies coming back. We are a semi-rested team with this semi-half bye week that we had 10 days from our last game to now. The Lions were tired. You could tell they were not playing their best football, and they escaped with victories. Okay, we have a lot of things going for us right now coming into this game. All signs point to us winning, and I believe we're 3-point favorites. All signs point to us winning. The only thing we have going against us is the Bills are coming off of a loss. Are they going to drop 2 in a row? It seems unlikely. But that nothing is automatic. You still have to play the game. I am rooting for the Lions. Do not mistake what I'm saying this whole episode. I'm rooting for the Lions. I'm just cautious and I'm worried. And sooner or later, your number is going to get called and things aren't going to work out the way you want them to. And I'm looking into the future. I'm looking into this magic 8 ball. And I just feel like a loss Sunday might do more good than harm. That's just my thought. It's just my opinion. With the Lions and the Bills scoring as much points as they are, I think, and their defense is having definitive weaknesses, ours passing, theirs rushing, I think it's going to be a 38-34 Bills victory. I think that. I really do think that. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good game. I want it to be close. Please don't let it be a blowout against us. I'll take a blowout against them. I think it's very possible. It's very possible. But it's going to be tough. This is a good opponent coming in. This is probably the best opponent we've faced all year. They are a well-rounded team. They have a little bit of everything going for them, I do worry a little bit about fumbling Jared Goff. I worry about pressure getting to him. He is in his career, I would say, prone to fumbles. I don't expect him to have a 5-interception game, so I'm not necessarily worried about that. We already got that one out of the way, and we still came away winners on that one. By the way, I'm not saying we can't win 18 games in a row. But if after that Tampa Bay game, somebody said, can you win 18 games in a row? I think most of us would say no. So where's that other loss coming from? All right. I think that's it for me. I really feel like I'm coming off as a Debbie Downer. That's not the case. I hope you guys understand. I am rooting for us to win, and I do believe we can win. These are just opinions I have, just based off of everything that I've ever seen watching football. We are due for a loss. Mathematically, we are due for a loss. So it's where do you want this loss to be? And I would rather take a loss now when it means almost nothing compared to a loss in the playoffs. It's hard to maintain that focus. It's hard to maintain that momentum. So, man, go Lions. Go Lions. It's going to be fun. All right. I don't think I have anything else to say. Thanks for listening, guys. I know this has been kind of a different tone of all my previous episodes. I don't know what else to say, though. This has really got me thinking. I've been thinking about this all week, and I wanted to see how the teams lined up against each other. So thanks for letting me ramble off the stat comparisons earlier. I know it's a bit different than what I've done, but I was really curious how the Lions ranked specifically against the Bills, who are this is the Super Bowl right here. This is a Super Bowl matchup. Who else is it going to be? Kansas City and Philadelphia? We don't want that. Nobody wants that. Outside of Kansas City and Philadelphia, nobody wants that stupid Super Bowl. There's 90% of the country. I bet this would be the most watched game tomorrow. They're already breaking records on Amazon Prime. Imagine if that game was on Netflix. Everybody has Netflix. Amazon Prime is nowhere near the size of Netflix as far as streaming goes. More people would have watched our game than watched the Mike Tyson thing. All right, that's it. I gotta go. Oh my God. I feel like I just talked in circles and I said nothing. All right, and I'm still saying nothing. You guys have a good one. I will talk to you Sunday night. Yeah, I should be able to get a podcast out Sunday night, so you'll at least have it for Monday. All right, that's it for me. You guys take care. Bye-bye.